All right, so this week we have a Google Docs template that you've been provided. It has some of the instructions on there. What we're essentially looking for is for you to create an AI generated instructional resource. And this could be several different things. It could be a lesson plan, it could be an instructional material, it could be an assessment, something to bolster a lesson, um, any number of things. Okay. Uh, so with that, in this sample, I've gone to Google Gemini and I've used the AI chatbot there to create, let's start here, create a lesson plan related to grade 3 science. I'm not too concerned that you really list links to program of studies, etc. Just something an elementary teacher could use. I don't need specific outcomes, etc. So just something that could be used at the elementary level. So I have created a lesson plan here using the AI chatbot. I gave it specific criteria in the prompt. You might be able to see there, and it generated that material. Okay. I've created it. I have copied and pasted it below that resource. Okay. Now this week, it also says to highlight one or more criteria from the list, which we could use to evaluate this material. Okay. So you saw on our Google site this week all of these criteria that you see on this template as well, and it expanded upon that. Pick one. I'm going to choose long-term learning outcomes. So you're going to pick one, and you can use the highlighter tool in Google Docs, and you're going to give it a nice highlight. If you really wanted to pick a couple, you probably could, but I only need one. And then to the right, you're going to sort of describe a little bit, just summarize your approach to how you would evaluate it, or whether it's specific things you pulled out or just a general approach, doesn't really matter. I just want to know that you've done a little bit of thinking about getting into the habit of evaluating the materials. Don't just use it without thinking and processing through your expert brain, and you are an expert. You need to trust yourself and your instincts as a teacher. Okay, we've got to make sure that it fits. And it could be any one of these criteria. And look, if you want to choose a different criteria that's not on this list, by all means, just let me know what that is. Highlight that. Okay. Now, for this particular week, I've given the short response there. I want to go for 5 out of 5. So what we would do is we would create a second AI-generated instructional resource that connects to the first resource in some way. I've left that pretty ambiguous on purpose. Now, I've created a lesson plan. Maybe something that connects to it could be I've created a story, so an instructional material, or maybe it's a news article or an information article. Maybe it's an image. Who knows what? Maybe it's an activity. Maybe it's a game. Who knows what it could be? Something that relates to that first resource. They both have to do with this particular grade 3 outcome. What I want you to see is that whether you're using an AI chatbot or one of the teacher created tools, it's very easy to create a follow-up material. So whether you're in a chatbot like Gemini or Microsoft Copilot or ChatGPT, and you ask it a follow-up question, well, now change it to this reading level, or give me something for this particular interest, or whether you follow up like I've done here, a lesson plan with an instructional material, in this case a story, or an assessment, or whatever, just something that connects to it. Okay, you're going to paste that one into, here's the lesson plan I pasted in, and you'll paste in the second one, the second material that you have created with AI. Okay, so that's the first part of what you're going to do for the 5 out of 5. Then you're going to create a web page. Okay, now I'm going to create a web page. Here's my Google Sites. I'm going to create a new page, Amplify Professionalism with AI. You can give it a couple of different possible titles, doesn't really matter. Okay, so what we're going to put on here is your embedded document with your materials that you have created. All right, and then we're also going to put some text on how you have modified and adjusted. Okay, so I'm going to put this Google Doc, make sure you hit the share button here and ensure that anyone with the, you've changed it from restricted to anyone with a link can view. Okay, that's really important before you embed this document on your Google site. Okay, now if you don't want to actually hand in this template that has your writing and other things on here, I understand. You can save it as a PDF or make a different copy of it, or you could just take, for example, these two separate things right here that I've created off of a different site, save them in a different document. It's up to you. One way or another, I want to see that embedded on your site. And remember, to do that, we go to the Insert menu, and you can either choose Google Drive. If it's document, you can choose Docs here. You can just double click somewhere, click the Google Drive button, whatever works easiest. So I'm just going to go into recent, okay, because I've just been working with this document. So I'm going to embed it here. I'm going to insert it. And here it is. I'm just going to drag it to be a little bit smaller. And maybe I will just drag this down a little bit. All right, so you can do that if you wish to. And then you're also going to put a little bit of text here. All right, and I can go back into my document and I can just essentially copy my text here and put it on. I just want to give you some additional practice. Now, watch this. If I hit paste, it's going to copy it in the exact same kind of format as the previous text. If you like that, great. But if I go Control-Shift-V, it'll just paste it without the formatting. It's a really handy skill to learn in technology in the Google tools and others. It's a very common shortcut. Control-Shift-V. So Control-V might be a paste, or Command-V if you're on a Mac. Control-Shift-V, paste it without the formatting. Okay, so that's a neat trick to learn. If you would like to make this a little larger, you can. It's really up to you. So that's what we've got on here. We're going to hit the Publish button. All right. It'll show us our changes. And remember, View Publish Site. This is the website I need to hand into Google Classroom, the link. Now, if you really want to be, if you really want to ensure that I'm going to be able to see this properly, what I would encourage you to do is this. Copy this link. Now we're going to go into an incognito browser or go into a different browser. Either way. A shortcut for incognito, because what we want to ensure is that I can see this without you that I'll be able to see it. How do I word this? That I'll be able to see it when not logged in your account. So I'm going to go Control-Shift-N, which is an incognito browser, and I'm going to paste in that. I just want to see, yes. Now, the reason I hesitated before is some of you have set your Google Sites to share only with other people at Concordia University or only with me. So you might, when you do this, you might not see this Google Doc embedded here, but it might still work for me. So that's a tricky situation. But we want to ensure that if you've gone into that Google Drive, or sorry, into that Google Doc, and you hit the share button, and you hit share, and then anyone with a link can view, it should work no problem, as long as you do that. Okay. Copy this link. You're going to paste that in. You're going to add that to your Google Classroom submission, and you'll also have your Google Docs template already attached. So it'd basically be two things. Okay, you'll be handing in the thing that's already attached, this Google Docs template, plus a link. All right, that's if you want to go for 5 out of 5. I hope that helped, and good luck. Enjoy.